Hey, how's it going everyone? I'm Jesse, I'm 19. I have a 2009 Audi A5 Cabriolet, better known as Boosted B8. And this is my 2009 Audi A5 Cabriolet. And today we're going to be replacing a left-hand bulb for the main headlight. I know a lot of tutorials and stuff on YouTube, they're always constantly just, not getting to the point straight away. I'm going to get to the point straight away. I've already practiced doing this, and it's such an easy thing to do. You can just do it at home. It's going to be so easy, and I'm going to teach you how. So for this job, I've already taken off the engine cover, which is just over here. That was just purely just because, it was a bit hot. So we let that cool off, and now, so this is our new globe. This is the Philips D35. I'm not too entirely sure where you can actually order these from. I'd say most likely a genuine Audi manufacturer, but I was lucky enough I ordered it through Repco because I work there, and I got a really good discount on it as well. So for the tools for this one, you're going to need a quarter ratchet. You're going to need, I believe it's a T30. Yeah, you need a T30 to get off your front grill mount plate, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. So first of all, let's get that one done. We'll get that put in. So we've got our T30 here. Let's start to unbolt these. Pretty simple. It's just getting them in, unscrewing them like so. So now that we have all of the bolts out of the front grille mount, I'm not too entirely sure actually what it's called. I'm just calling that because I think that's what it is. But what you want to do, this will pretty much just come off just like that. Just be careful when you're getting it off. And we're just going to chuck it with the rest of our parts over here. Now what we're going to want to do is the next thing you're going to want to worry about is getting this off. If you already have a intake, I'm still have a OEM airbox at the moment, but I am getting a CTS turbo intake. You have to get rid of all this crappy stuff here, and I'm going to show you exactly how. So to get this this first plate of this off, it's just this one little screw here and this one little screw right there. So what we're going to do next is so for this one, you're going to want to swap out to the smaller T30, I believe. It'll be the T15, I think, maybe. So that is the one that it is definitely a T15 that gets this bad boy out. Now, once those two screws are out, we are actually able to just take off the, it's kind of broken, mine is at the moment. So, it isn't ideal, but also it's not really affecting it because it still does its job. All right, and then for this one as well, just so you can get out, the actual airbox, I recommend actually taking out the airbox to do this. Now, I also recommend you don't actually have to take the airbox out. I find it, because it is on the right headlight on this car, it's a lot easier on that side because obviously you don't have an airbox. But I recommend if you do want to try to do it with the airbox in, all it is this little part here just sort of clips in. Sort of just comes out. You sort of got to wedge it. Alright, and it just comes out like that. That one doesn't need any screws either. That is just purely how it is. And now you can see you have it's a little bit better to get to the actual sensor here, because that's the next thing we have to do is unplug this sensor for your headlight. In my case, just like last time, I've already tried for about 2 minutes trying to get this sensor off with this airbox in the way. It's pretty much impossible. I also have snapped, you can't really see it that well, but I've actually snapped my thing that actually hooks on to the clip here. But that's honestly not really too much of a problem with me because I do plan on getting a new intake soon. And that's all just holds it in place. So, yeah, I guess it could rattle around from time to time. Your next thing you want to do to take out your OEM airbox is, first thing, unplug this sensor here. It's pretty easy to get off. It just comes off like that. And so the next job on this one here is to get off our hose clamp, which is this bad boy right there. Right here. That is what's basically the only thing holding in this OEM airbox. So for that one, I have got a 1/4-inch ratchet and I have a 7mm head. That is it there, if you're wondering. Now that I have finished just getting off this hose clamp here, so now it is loose. You should just be able to pretty much just loosen it off. I recommend you can just take it completely off. You can also just like loosen it to a point, just like so. Oh, and I've just completely taken it off. Whoops. But that is completely fine though, you know. Now that we have gotten our hose clamp now, obviously got to make sure it stays with all our other good nuts and bolts and stuff. Now we can pretty much, the only thing holding it in now is it's sort of just, so there's the turbo right there, if you can see it, like right there, and it's like sort of on like the head of the turbo. You can see it's already wanting to start to move. There we go. And now it'll pretty much come straight out. I'm gonna chuck our airbox just over here somewhere where it's nice and safe. And now we have extremely open. That is our turbo there. I'm just stating that it's not part of like the job. And this is the bugger. Now that we have all this space now, we can get the sensor off now. It was pretty difficult to record. You kind of need 2 hands, but this is the sensor that was off here, and it just plugs into your headlight like that. And now the only thing stopping us from pulling out this headlight now is this nut here, and I believe it's this one here as well, which is the same as the ones that you get the front grille mount off with. It is the T30 or the T25, don't quote me on that. Now that we've gotten those 2 bolts out now, you should see that the headlight is actually becomes a little bit free. But I also lied to you guys, there is one more bolt that you have to get undone, which is this sucker right here. This one, I think, this is the tool that you need to get off that last sort of piece of the headlight. It's a type of tool to fit on your 1/4-inch. I'm not exactly what one it is, but I just test fitted it and it fitted on just nicely. Let's get this one done. So now you should be able to get it like breaking loose, and now it should start to want to come up like it is now. Sorry, my selfie stick's sort of in the way. Makes things a little bit hard because I got my headlight torch on as well. But that one should just come out just like that now. So now, put this one over here with all the headlight bolts. This headlight should now come straight out. I know this is a terrible angle. Now this bad boy should come straight out just like so. You sort of want to jiggle it to the right when you're taking it out as well. Just like so. Be extremely careful and take your time as well, because you don't want to damage anything. But that is the headlight there, and she is out. Now that we have our headlight out of the car, like so, what we want to do is bring up this little thing here. The only thing it's really attached by is these little levers here. Like that, that's one side. Like just like that. That's all it is. And then this bad boy comes straight off like so. Like that. This is the sucker that we're after. This is the bulb that obviously like you're taking out of your car because it's blown. Let's get him out. Now to get this one out, you sort of just have to wiggle it. It's sort of holding on, you can see by like these little prongs here. I believe you twist it, wiggle it out. Just like so. I believe she is out. Just like that. So now that you've got this here, you just want to get this clip off here. So So now we have to get the clip off this. Now that we've gotten off our light bulb from our headlight, now we can open up our new box and get this one out and connect it. Now that is our old bulb and we have our new one plugged into our headlight, into this connector here. Now we have to get it into the headlight. This is actually really easy. A good tip for actually getting this one back in as well is like sort of like go one side at a time. You see how these prongs are? If you go one side at a time, you'll actually be able to get it in a lot more faster and a lot more efficient. Now we have our headlight exactly how we took it out. It is all closed up. We've put our prong back over the top. Headlight, it's all been done. Same way you got it in, same way you get it out. Be extremely careful because as well, I have a beautiful Sepang blue on my car, so I'm going to be extremely careful putting this back in. But you know, you sort of just get in one side, then it sort of fits in just like so. Now that our headlight is back in, the most important thing is to get this bolt here done up first, because this is sort of what like holds it into place, and also the back of it. All right, beautiful. Now we have gotten this one done all up. Our headlight is sort of set in place. Now we have to get in this screw here and this screw here to fix it back into place. And this is sort of like giving like the structure to like the headlight to make sure that it's all in place and shit. Okay, now that we have both of our screws in, we have our headlight secured, we can now plug in our sensor, which is just this one here. Just like so. Next, and one of the most important steps in my opinion, is getting the airbox back in. I'll show you a little trick for that one as well. What you want to do with this one is actually get on the hose clamp before you chuck it back in the car, because that is what actually, when I originally, because I had to take out my headlight originally to see what bulb exactly I needed for my boss to order it. So I've already done all this before, so that's why I know what I'm doing. But what you want to do is you actually, like, you see these slots now, you can see it a lot better. Feeds under through that one. I think there's another one underneath, and then like this. So what you want to do, like actually on now, and it won't come off. It's not like extremely tight, but it's not extremely loose. So this is exactly how, oh crap. This is exactly how you want it, so that you can get it back into your car. Okay, now that our airbox is back in now, we've got it into this clip here. Now we've also got it back onto the turbo, and now this hose clamp here is already done up. It's already over the turbo. All we have to do is tighten that now. And now we can also plug back in this sensor here for our... And now our hose clamp is now fastened, as you can see. Now we can get back to installing this guy here, which I can show you guys how to do. It just goes like this. I recommend getting in like the back side first. It's low-key or high-key a lot harder. Like that. Okay, now that this one is nice and slotted in now that we've gotten this one in, we need our two little screws just for this one here to get these two in. Now for the final missing piece, which is this bad boy right here. Top of everything. Now that we have our grill mount back on, we should be able to screw these back in. Alrighty, now we are all done. Everything is all put back together and our bulb should be changed and working. Let's hope that it's working. Alright guys, now let's see. Alright. Now let's start her up.